What's up, guys? James Palms here. Whew, a burning hot day, 30 Celsius, 90 Fahrenheit, full sun, and I just thought I'd give a quick look around. Made another video already today about the Chinese fan palm. Been a long time since I did a palm review, but I thought I'd do a quick little update anyways. Why not? If you guys don't want to watch it, you don't have to, but this palm right here, I can show you from the crown here because I got my deck here now about around my pool. So this palm right here has had, that was the first frond right here, this one back here behind this one. So you have one right there. This one was the second one where my hand is on. That's the third one. And this is the fourth frond opening right now of this season. This is Father's Day, June 20th. So tomorrow is summer solstice. Sorry about the kids screaming here too. I gotta not step on my little baby seedlings here. So that's number 4. And the 5th one here is just about, let me see if I can show you the patio. It might be starting right there. I think it is. I can't quite see it. It'll be any day now, number 5. So this is my fastest growing windmill right now. Sorry about the kids yelling, guys, and I don't have my microphone in. But there's how it's looking right now. There's how the other windmill's looking. This is only put out, that was number 1, and the one behind it is number 2. So it's working on its 3rd. And there's that guy now. The crown is really filled out. So for those of you who don't know, this was just a stump basically last year. So it grew all of that last year and a bit this year. So add 5 fronds to it, and that's what it grew last year. But it's got that, sorry guys, yeah, my kids are yelling and they're bothering me too, but it's got that perfect 9 to 3 clock look to it. You know what I mean? So it's like right from here, and this would be your like 9, and this would be 3 on the clock, and 12 is there. So if you look at it, it's pretty much got a full crown. That's about where you would want to almost prune it, and I love it. It's looking really good. I actually like this one better than this one. Thicker trunk. Originally I liked this one better because I thought this was faster growing and it was fruiting good, but the fronds are a little nicer on that one. These ones tend to get a little more beaten up, and it tends to grow a little taller, a little skinnier, and now it seems to be a little bit slower. Maybe it's just relaxing because it's got lots of fronds, and it's really well established. That goes down. This was in a huge pot. It was really rooted out. It was like a 45-50 gallon pot when I put it in the ground here, and the pot was, I don't know, 3.5 feet deep, whatever. This hole was like 4 or 5 feet. That hole, you could put like a body in there. But nevertheless, this was my one of my most recent, my 1.5-year-old Mexican fan palms. Some hybrids. These things badly need to be repotted. I got with a ongoing crisis here in southern Ontario. You haven't been able to go to stores for about 2 fucking years, so pardon my French, but so I can't buy potting soil and things. The garden centers did open. Everything's just such a nightmare, and you gotta don a mask and stuff. I think we got 4 cases a day, so of coronavirus, perhaps, if you're watching this from outer space or some other planet. It should be over. I think most people probably in other countries are done with this, being that it's June of 2021, but I digress anyways. So it's been inconvenient, to say the least, to get potting soil and pots, because I want nice decorative pots for the deck. Not that these are that nice, but I want ones that are not your grower pot like this. This guy stuck it in there, but I want nice pots for these ones because they stay in them for like a long time. This one's only going to be in this for a few months, and then it'll get upgraded. And I just happened to grab that, and I didn't want to go too big because that one's actually going to go to replace the one at my mother's house. So this one is my one that I planted this year. This is from How to Grow Washingtonia Robusta from Seed that I did, my video series. There's the trunk now. I can put my foot beside it. Sorry, there's some grass growing through there. That's a size 16 US, size 16 with the trunk. So it's definitely pushing along. It's expanding since I put it in. Actually probably needs a bit of water too. I haven't watered it since I went on vacation. I went on a beach vacation, but this is its first frond, full frond, since it's been in the ground. And this is number 2, stiffening up. The thing is this was indoors growing under a lot of shade, so the leaves are still bigger. They're gonna get a lot smaller, a lot stiffer. This will actually probably lower its height. That's what happened with this guy over here. So it's actually smaller in height right now. That one's taller, but these fronds are a lot bigger, a lot more aggressive, a lot nicer. Petioles are a lot thicker. And yeah, so even this one, you can see the petiole's really thick. It's got another guy coming up, another one here. This had about 4 or 5 fronds. This was in the center. This was winter damage. The crown was trying to rot a little bit. Figured that out quickly though with the lights and stuff. And then you can see this trunk. I'll put my same foot beside it. It's a size 16 US. And there you go. Sorry about the shaky camera work here. That's the trunk on that one. Now it's 3.5. It's be 4 years old in September from the time I brought the seed home. I made a video just the other day. It was actually a couple weeks ago, but I just uploaded it today about you don't really know how old a palm is unless you grew it from seed, grew it yourself. And that's how you can tell how old it is. But it doesn't necessarily mean how big it's going to be. Those are some petunias, wave petunias. We put a couple in there. They've smothered out these. We put tiny little hibiscus in here too, pink hibiscuses. And the waves have just grown like mad. They tend to do really good here on my patio. They get a lot of heat off of the concrete here. This banana, I'll give a little update on this one here too. People have been watching this guy. It's my little one that was, we had these little flower pots and she did the flower pots like this last year and I stuck a tiny little seedling in the center. And this is that seedling, so it's doing really good. I'm actually going to keep this guy now. Once they prove themselves and they kind of look worthy, then I tend to hang on to them. Most of them I tend to get rid of. I just grow them for fun, like because it's so easy to bring home tons of seeds from Florida. Here's the first pup and the second pup, and I put out 2 more this year. And this thing's crazy root bound. Definitely needs to be separated. And this trunk here, from me speaking to other banana people, is getting close to fruiting. So I need to separate it and maybe fertilize it some more. Definitely needs more root space. So I'm going to try to definitely separate this one, and I'm going to look maybe I'm going to rinse off the soil, and I'll look about separating that one as well. And go to 3 of these. This is a acuminata, I believe you pronounce it, acuminata banana. Some of the sort of the little spilt ink has kind of went away from having it too much sun. It's more on the juvenile ones. Actually, it kind of went away. I'm guessing that's perhaps from not enough fertilizer. I haven't really fertilized it that much. Don't tend to over fertilize my stuff, especially in the winter where they're cooling off. So it is spring now. I did give it a little bit of fertilizer, but from what I hear, they're super hungry fertilizer. So yeah, this is frond number 2. This is the 3rd one. It's be along any day. A little bit slower than the other guy though. They all have different paces though, of course. It's a hot tub. Ooh, 103. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. The sun heats it up though, doesn't it? So yeah, when you get take the lid off like that, let the sun in, man, oh man. Palmetto's pushing along. Definitely pushed this frond up, definitely pushed this one up and stiffened it up. Still cruising along. Still does look like crap though, but I actually think because it has 3 full fronds on it, I know they got a little damage. I might nip off some of the tips, but in about a month or 2, when this pushes out another frond or 2, it's actually going to look not too bad with 3 fronds. I might have to trim off some of these. I was trying to keep them there just to keep the stuff upright, but each year I've been growing it hasn't made much overall height, so I might have to nip off some of the old leaf bases there. You can see this one here with my foot with the size 16. That's that trunk there. Quite a bit beefier than most of my other palms. And there's the star of the show, Mr. Washy, looking good. Just look at him sitting there all by himself, kind of like, look at me doing my thing. It's a beautiful palm. This is my favorite palm. Everybody that comes to see my yard basically says instantly that this is instantly their favorite palm. There's my size 16 with that trunk there. It's just when you see the leaves, they're so giant and striking. Super common, like random crappy palm. In most places of the world, a bit of a pest, a bit of a, you know what I mean, a weed, and called all kinds of bad names, but it is a beautiful palm, especially if you enjoy it and if you enjoy palms, and especially if you live in somewhere where there aren't palms. If they're well fertilized and they're well taken care of, especially when they're like juvenile like this. I'll call it juvenile because it's not fruiting or seeding. Maybe I guess it's getting close to its size of trunk of a maturity, but they won't fruit for a long time, so it's definitely not mature. Maybe it's adolescent, I don't know, whatever, maybe youth. But it's about 9 foot tall. So the top of the frond's about, I don't know, 3.5 feet of trunk or so, 3 feet of sort of brown trunk, but it's got to thicken up there too, but absolutely beautiful. Everybody that comes over, mostly people that don't know anything about palms, they say this one and what is this one. It's absolutely striking. And then I tell them I planted 2 more there because I love them so much. Like I said, in hindsight, I probably would have only planted them because they're playing like crazy here for Father's Day. So I'll just give you a quick look at the front ones because I did notice a few things, some good news and some bad news. Well, it was all good news, really. Grass is getting dry. I have not watered once. So this one's just opened this frond the other day, getting big and giant. This has had 1, 2, 3. This is its 4th one. It is fully out at the petiole, but it's not opened it yet. Just opened this up the other day, so it's definitely increasing its height. This one cruises along really well. Might as well continue the theme here with putting my size 16 beside the trunk. So there's that trunk there. The video doesn't tend to do it justice, though, I'll tell you. And here's this guy here is a Banana Joe hybrid. It has fully recovered from its spear pull in the spring here. Pushed out this frond and this little chunk of a frond, and then got a new spear here. And here's the news. This one here, the leaf that was in the center here that looked gorgeous actually kind of like fell off the other day. So again, this one did also. These Banana Joe hybrids from Vancouver do not like my winter protection humidity. The humidity is crazy high in here. The Florida ones, this one and this one, tend to like it, but the ones from Vancouver can't handle the winter humidity. The humidity in these boxes, by the way, I never open these winter protection boxes. It must just go through the roof. The humidity is probably sitting around 90 and the temperature is right at 0. So 0 Celsius, crazy high humidity. Florida variants, love it. West Coast Canadian variants, maybe more cold hardy, but do not like that humidity. We have crazy humidity here. It's humid here still, even in the winter, but inside the box, it's probably a ton of humidity. Let's give you a quick look at these lilies here. I like the contrast with the palm here and the lilies. They're doing absolutely beautiful. Tons of lilies. I'm not a big flower guy because I don't really know much about flowers. Can't leave the kids unattended for that long though, because I'm by myself here. So just thought I'd give you guys a whole quick yard update. I kind of did a little something here. This is a tree. A lot of people say, well, you got some weeds in your grass. They're not weeds. This is a tree. This is a weed. Constantly, whenever you walk past them, make sure you pick your weeds. Those are trees though, so I don't consider them weeds because a weed will keep growing after you cut it down. It kind of likes it. These trees, once you snap them off or you mow them, they don't come back. They're trees because they're baby sumac trees, because that's a sumac tree. And those things just propagate themselves, about 10,000 trees per year. So magnolias looking good. Probably not a big fan of deciduous trees, but anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'm gonna do something maybe with, I know I mentioned before, my bananas over here. This is kind of a full yard update now. I know I mentioned before that my bananas I didn't think came back. They got eaten by something. They made it at 1 year in the ground, and they were definitely well established. I believe they got eaten. There was tons of bugs in there when I pulled back the mulch. I never pulled it back fully, but I would think by now they would have pushed up. Wasn't a huge fan of them anyway, so it's not a big deal. But there's a crazy amount of ants and other critters there, and I believe they just ate them. They ate the soft tissue. There was mice in there as well, so they might have eaten the corm or whatever it's called in the bottom there. So I believe they got fully eaten, but it was not a big deal. Not a huge fan, but I'm thinking I might move this shed at one point and make this garden significantly bigger. This gets morning sun and afternoon shade, and just make this into a nice little palm garden. Take all my palms that I just want to try out, my Livistonas, a couple of Mexican fan palms maybe, and just sort of line up a little palm garden here and do like a small box. And then if the Mexican fan palms start getting big, just keep them, cutting them back, maybe keep them in check, so to speak. But they won't do amazing, I wouldn't think, because they're underneath these here. Offers a bit of frost protection, but doesn't give them as much sun as they need. So anyways, if you guys want to see that too, post it, because this area is very hot and sunny in the morning, and it does tend to dry out quickly, which the palms will like. But here in Canada, you definitely want as much sun as long as you can. That's why I chose these spots for these 2 washies. But thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. More palm videos, got some more content. So if anybody has any suggestions on any videos too, you can leave it down in the comments below, and maybe suggest a video type, something you want to see, a question you have perhaps. I can do more. There's a kitty. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Later.